back to In the Kitchen with Lo. I am Lo, by the way, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to my home, and most of all, welcome back to my kitchen. On the menu for today is some scallop cheesy potato shepherd's pie, y'all. I seen this on a YouTuber's page, and I was like, let me try it. But y'all know I'm gonna make it my way. Of course, I'm gonna put my own seasonings and my own likings, because you know my motto: cook what you know your family will eat. Okay, but anyways, guys, we're gonna jump right on in these pots. I'm gonna give y'all all my little ingredients as I go, and I will try to leave the recipe below, because I mean, it's my recipe, but then it's not my recipe. But we gonna make it work, y'all. But anyways, let's get it. Let's go. Okay, guys, I have came to my favorite part, and that's just doing a little prepping. I don't have too much to prep, so I'm just gonna let the music play while I get it all done. So in my pot, guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop some vegetable oil in. I'm going to allow it to heat up, and I'm going to go ahead and drop my ground beef in there. Feel free to use ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever floats your boat, guys. I did use about 5 pounds of ground beef, and that's because I wanted leftovers. If you're making a smaller pan, feel free to use about 3 pounds of ground beef. And I'm going to just go ahead and get our meat browned up and chopped up. And you know, you don't want big pieces when you're making shepherd's pie. I am going to season it with some complete seasoning. Yes, indeedy. I heard one girl say, your meal ain't complete if you don't use complete. Anyways, guys, I'm hitting it with some garlic powder, followed with some onion powder. And then I'm going to go ahead, and you know you got to have that pepper. Pepper makes everything better, right? So of course I'm going to hit it with some pepper and get everything just seasoning. You want flavors throughout your food, so I always season my meat, okay, guys? And then I'm just going to go ahead and get everything incorporated on into our ground beef, and we're going to go ahead and allow it to go ahead and brown up so we can move this right along. So what I did was drain the oil off of my ground beef, and I'm going to add in some frozen peas and carrots. Feel free to use whatever kind of vegetables you like. Some people do corn. It's up to you. But I did frozen peas and carrots, and I'm going to go ahead and get everything mixed in really well, because you just want your peas and carrots to heat through, because it's going to go in the oven anyways, guys, so it will cook. But anywho, after I do all of that, guys, getting everything mixed in really well, I'm going to add in flour. I like my meat to have some moisture to it. I do not like a dry meat in my shepherd's pie. No, ma'am. So I go ahead and add some flour on in there and get it mixed up really well. Coat every piece of that meat that you can, okay? So I just get it mixed up, and I'm going to also add water. Or you can add chicken broth, beef broth. It's up to you. So I add my water in moderations, because you don't know whether you're going to need a little or a lot. But you do want some type of moisture on your meat. So once I go ahead and get my liquid incorporated on into my ground beef, I also like to use some browning, guys. And that's just to give my meat a little color. That's it. That's all. Nothing for flavor or taste or anything like that. Just color. So once I go ahead and get that a little splash, and I mix everything up into my ground beef, my beef will turn a darker color. And you don't even taste the browning at all, guys. But anywho, once I go ahead and get that done, I'm going to move right along, guys, to getting a nice size bacon dish, guys. Look at that meat. Yes, indeedy, honey. All moist, because don't nobody want no dry meat. Okay. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get my bacon dish. I got a long bacon dish, and I'm just going to go ahead and layer my meat at the bottom of this bacon dish. That's all I'm doing, guys. So I'm going to spread my meat out, of course. Once I get everything out of my pot. This pot was heavy, okay? But anyways, I'm going to get everything out of that pot. And I'm just going to take my spatula thingy, and I'm just going to smooth it out at the bottom. That's it. That's all. And then I'm going to set it to the side, guys, so we can move on to making our cheese sauce mixture. Yes, indeedy. Everything is smoothed and ready to go. So I jumped over here and I put in 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. That's optional, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and spread my minced garlic out. And I'm also going to grab my heavy whipping cream. Feel free to use half and half, regular milk, whatever you have in your refrigerator. You know what I say, do not panic in the kitchen. Use what you have on hand. I had heavy whipping cream, so I just went with heavy whipping cream. But anywho, I'm going to use about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, guys. Yes, indeedy. I'm going to go ahead and get all that mixed up with my garlic. And then I will start adding in my cheese. Now, use whatever kind of cheese you would like. I just had a cheese blend in my refrigerator. So that's what I use for my cheese sauce. And I think it was like mozzarella, sharp cheddar, Kobe Jack. It was just like a cheese blend of different cheeses in one bag. But anywho, I used 2 bags in my cheese sauce. I'm going to go ahead and pour all that in and get everything mixed up. Allow that cheese to melt and come together. And once all that melt and comes together, I will add in my scallop potatoes. Yes, indeed. It does not take long to make shepherd's pie. This was a very easy meal to make. The oven really does all the work. So after my cheese has melted, I am adding in my scallop potatoes. And guys, when you are doing your scallop potatoes, if you don't have that little gadget like what I had, and you're just doing it by hand, make sure they're cut thin just like that. Because you got to understand that you're going to bake them in the oven, yes, but you want them to cook quickly. You're not trying to have a 2-hour dish here, okay? You want them to cook quickly, so make sure they're cut paper thin, guys. So that's all I did. Once I get everything in my cheese sauce, I am going to fold everything in. I was trying not to mix. I was trying to fold. And then I will throw seasonings of my choice on the potatoes because you don't want no bland potatoes or cheese sauce, okay? So what I did was just added the seasonings that I think my family would like. That is onion powder, guys. And I'm going to follow it up with some garlic powder. And you just shake until your ancestors tell you to stop, because you know what they say. If you ain't sneezing, it definitely ain't seasoned. Put some flavor on your food. That is some Italian seasoning. And of course, some black pepper. And I'm also going to add in some complete seasoning and some salt, because I did not add any salt in the hamburger meat. So I'm going to add some salt into my cheese mixture, guys. Yes, indeedy. And we're going to get all that folded in really well. And then we will be able to go ahead and grab our ground beef and get this in the oven, you guys. Yes, indeedy. It smells delicious in my kitchen, guys. This is my first time making this dish, and I'm excited to see how it's going to come out. So what I did was I got my spoon and I just started scooping my scallop potatoes out of my bowl. Now, I could have just poured everything on, but I just was trying to like layer it, spread the potatoes out. You didn't want everything just clumped on top of each other. So that's all I was doing. And then I'm going to take the cheese mixture and I'm going to pour it on top of the potatoes Of course, look at that. It's coming out phenomenal, guys. Give myself a pat on the back. But anywho, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get everything out of my bowl, spread my potatoes out where I think they need to be spreaded out at. And we're going to keep this thing to rolling, guys. Yes, indeedy. Now, this is optional. You can add more cheese if you would like. Of course, I added more cheese. My boys like cheese, okay? So I added more cheese to the top, guys. Yes, indeedy. I'm also going to hit it with some paprika, of course, just to give it that little brown coloring when the heat hits it in the oven. And I'm going to add some dry parsley as well to the top of my cheese, guys. That's all I'm shaking on there now is some dry parsley. And then I'm going to wrap it with aluminum foil for the first 30 minutes, guys. I wrapped it with aluminum foil, and that's just so my potatoes will cook evenly. It'll be bubbling up, cheese melting on top. It'll cook evenly, guys. After 30 minutes, I uncovered my dish and allowed it to cook in the oven for 15 more minutes without any covering on it, guys. And it came out perfect, okay? That's it. That's all. I done took it out of the oven. I allowed it to cool for an additional 10 minutes before I cut into it. So let's see how this goes, okay, guys? I'm going to go ahead and get us a nice thick piece. Yes, indeedy. Let's scoop that on up out of there. Yes, indeedy. Y'all look at that. Yes, indeed, honey. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to taste it for you guys. Okay, y'all. Look at this. Look at that, y'all. Yes, indeedy. Y'all, look, listen. Look, listen. Let's taste this, y'all. I want a little bit of the hamburger meat with the potatoes. Let's get all of it, y'all. Let's get all of it. Y'all. Shepherd's pie on swole. 10 times better than with mash. Okay? Yes, indeed. Y'all, whatever you do, make sure you put a lot of flavor in your cheese sauce with your potatoes. And y'all should be good, because, baby, you already know what old boys say. If you ain't sneezing, it definitely ain't seasoned. Put some flavor on that food, y'all. Yes, indeed. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.